Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're unpacking a topic that is as complex as it is misunderstood. We're exploring the challenging world of fibromyalgia, or FM. And specifically, we are looking at the intense cyclical connection between this chronic pain condition and mental health. If you or someone you know deals with FM, you know that things like stress, anxiety, and depression aren't just side effects. Our research makes it crystal clear managing mental distress isn't a sideline activity. It is fundamental to managing the physical pain. So, let's unpack why this feedback loop is so vicious, and most importantly, look at the proven strategies for breaking it. To start, we need to understand what we're actually dealing with. Fibromyalgia is a chronic condition characterized by body-wide pain, extreme fatigue, and sleep problems. But the critical thing to understand, and the thing that often gets missed, is that doctors now view this as a centralized pain disorder. It is not an autoimmune disease. It is a problem with the volume knob. Think of your central nervous system, your brain and spinal cord, as an audio mixing board. For someone with FM, the volume dial for sensations is permanently cranked up way too high. This leads to two specific things. First, hyperalgesia, which is an amplified response to something that is already painful. And second, allodynia, which is feeling pain from things that shouldn't hurt at all, like a light touch or the pressure of clothes. But here is where the mental health component locks in. Statistics show that people with FM are about 20% more likely than the general population to suffer from depression or chronic anxiety. Why the massive overlap? Well, research suggests that stress is often the initial trigger, whether it's acute trauma like PTSD or just long-term exposure to a stressful environment. The body comes under siege until its processing unit just breaks down. We have to look at the neurology here. You've heard of the HPA axis, the body's stress response system. In FM patients, this system gets dysregulated. It's not just about high cortisol spikes. It's often about a flattened cortisol rhythm. Patients don't get the morning spike to wake them up, or the evening dip to help them rest. It's just a constant low-grade hum of stress hormones. This relentlessly alters the brain structure, leading to worse anxiety and turning that pain volume dial up even higher. This creates a vicious cycle. The low mood makes the pain feel worse, and the pain deepens the mood disorder. Let's look at depression in this context. It isn't just sadness. For FM patients, it brings anger, guilt over the inability to work, and a profound sense of helplessness. A major factor here is pain catastrophizing. This is focusing on the absolute worst possible outcome of the pain. When you combine that with fibro fog, that mental quicksand and confusion, it creates a huge barrier to getting better. Then you have anxiety, which puts the body in fight or flight. This is physically exhausting. The symptoms of anxiety, rapid heartbeat, muscle tension in the neck and shoulders, actually mirror the symptoms of FM, making everything more confusing. This psychological strain leads to what I believe is the most critical concept we need to discuss today: fear avoidance. When pain is unpredictable, it feels logical to avoid movement, but this is a trap. We actually have data on this from the Fear Avoidance Beliefs Questionnaire. FM patients score incredibly high on the belief that movement is dangerous. But here is the mechanism of that trap. If you stop moving because of fear, you get physically deconditioned. Your muscles weaken. And ironically, that inactivity actually lowers your pain threshold. You avoid the pain today, but you make your body more sensitive to pain tomorrow. The fear feeds the inertia, and the inertia feeds the pain. So, how do we break this cycle? The answer isn't to just push through. The answer is pacing. Pacing is intelligent energy management. It means finding your baseline, what you can do without crashing and sticking to it. Whether it's a good day or a bad day, it's about breaking tasks into small pieces and prioritizing non-negotiable rest. It counteracts the boom and bust cycle. From a treatment perspective, the gold standard is cognitive behavioral therapy, specifically tailored for chronic pain. This helps patients recognize and challenge that catastrophizing feedback loop. We also need to look at movement as medicine, but it has to be the right dosage. We're talking aquatic therapy, gentle yoga, tai chi, or just walking. Low impact and consistent. This releases endorphins to fight pain naturally. Finally, we can't ignore the lifestyle factors. Sleep hygiene is foundational because non-restorative sleep is a core symptom. And while there is no single fibro diet, eating whole, nutritious foods and checking for deficiencies like vitamin D and magnesium can help. To wrap this up, our deep dive has made one thing very clear. Fibromyalgia is a unique condition where chronic stress causes measurable structural changes in the nervous system. Therefore, treating the mental and emotional side isn't just supportive. It is medically fundamental. I want to leave you with a thought. We've learned that the fear of activity actually makes chronic pain worse. So, what small, fear-confronting step could you take today? It doesn't even have to be physical. Maybe it's starting a project you're afraid of, or having a difficult conversation. Challenging that inertia is the first powerful step toward regaining a sense of control. Thanks for listening to The Deep Dive. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.